In case you didn't know, Duvari Paradox has been given a release date, the 26th of April, and they brought out what used to be called a hype building website, but it doesn't mention the weapons and lots of other things. What it has is a few Easter eggs. And a lot of people have pointed these out to me, and I just want to mention the fact that no, I didn't notice them. Sorry, I didn't notice them all. Like, the fact that when you hover the mouse over, colour appears in areas that you look. And actually all you have to do is keep the mouse over it for long enough, and eventually it will just kind of colour little bits in. Once it gets to a certain point, it colours the rest of it in. And then the colours around the back. The best example of this is Rhino. Just literally come in over the face, over the Rhino, and the rest of it's all going to magically colour in. It does have to be moved. And then it will just colour itself in. Yeah, I did mention the fact that I think I've gone over that one and it did it all by itself. To the point that even the horse does it. You just kind of go down the horse and the rest of it will just blend in naturally. You don't have to do everything. Even the face at the bottom, same thing. I'm going to ignore the horses and just go around the top. And then colour comes into it. But there's also this at the top. There are 3 little things hidden on the website. The first one's at the bottom. The second one, I believe, is at the top there, beside Rhino, and one there. And then when you find all 3 of them, you can click on it, and this happens. I don't know what this is. What am I supposed to be doing? Game? Ah, okay. Is this gonna be clutch? Okay, it'll be very clutch. Hold the first one in until the end, and then just click once on the other 2. And that was much more clutch than I thought it was going to be for a second there. They give you a lot of time to learn how to do that and actually do it. And upon doing it, you will be awarded this statue, which is the main reason I'm kind of in-game. Wow! Instant! Really?
Messages have arrived in your inbox.
Really? I haven't actually done anything. I just have the browser open, and all I did is swap over to the game, and it was instantly there. Okay. Mad props, Digital Extreme, because... Did that just go back an hour? There is some codes that you can also kind of claim for this. There is... I've read a lot of different things, to be 100% honest, that says you can basically use Duviri any Warframe name. But what I did was Duviri and Stanax that gave basically 7-day boosters. And Duviri Excalibur, I'm assuming that is the Warframe one. There is others, is the only way I can really put this, like Duviri Railjack, Duviri Barrow. You can only redeem 2. But if we come out of there, we should have messages in the inbox. That is what I got from Excalibur. That would be Duviri Excalibur. That is Duviri Stanax. I know these work, so these are the only ones I can really recommend. And all I'm going to say is, that was the other one that I'm not going to mention, even though technically I've already told you what it is. I'm not going to because, yeah. So, interesting thing here is, if you use these basically today, or any time from here onwards, it's going to basically be... Oh no, I'm already on that. 7-day boosters with a display that is basically... Well, that's the planes. Ha! I keep wanting to call it the Plains of Duviri. But it's not, it's just Duviri. Because out there is a giant head that moves around with arms and well, that's kind of shown on the display. But more importantly, 7-day credit booster, 7-day affinity booster, and a 3-day affinity booster, and a 3-day credit booster. That would be 10 days of boosters. And a Bratton. I know the Bratton may sound really daft, but it is a free weapon slot. Even if you don't want the weapon or need the weapon, it's a free weapon slot. More importantly, in Duvari Paradox, you're going to be able to basically incarnate the Bratton. So having a spare one might actually be useful. No, I will be using the one I already have, but I'll leave that there for now just so it saves me having to build one because I did like a good old Bratton. Simply put, we will have the original one, technically the reskinned years ago, so it used to be that shape. Yes, I've put that on the new one. Used to look like that. They reskinned it to look like that. They didn't bother doing some of the skins, so they still show the old shape. They even reshaped the shape of the Vandal before they re-released that. So would have the Bratton, the Incarnon Bratton, the Bratton Prime, the Vandal, and the Mark 1. That way we'll still have all of them. Otherwise, you can always just sell it and get the weapon slot and incarnate the... I'm really hoping we can incarnate the Bratton Prime. This thing has been too neglected for too long. To such a point, I've actually left it equipped. And yes, we'll have to have a look at this, see if there's an Easter egg written on this, because, well, they kind of dropped the ball by not doing that, because that would have been a great place for an Easter egg. But I mean, that's not really much of an Easter egg, as more of a spoiler, and people keep pointing this one out. We're all expecting that to be the thing anyway. What is more interesting is how close to the Lotus she sounds. Old Dominus Thrax sounds a lot like the Lotus, so is it possible? I mean, the whole time you have the Lotus's hand on your arm. Of course, if you are a new player, that why you have the Lotus's hand will be explained much, much later in the game. But still, would you call that an Easter egg? Because I would call that a spoiler. But it's worth doing this minigame. That's actually much kind of better of a minigame than their 10-year anniversary. That's just semi-disappointing more than anything else. I wish we could click on this and there was some kind of spoiler here. But I've clicked everywhere and found nothing. It just seems to be an animation, and yes, for the record, are able to actually set it full screen. And this, again, this isn't an Easter egg. If they had have made it clickable, you know, this one kind of moon with a hole in it type thing here, just click on that and that was a portal to a different part of the site that went into more detail about some other stuff, would have been quite interesting. There is obviously writing around it. I've been waiting for somebody to translate that, but apparently it's just the same symbol upside down, backwards, and there it is again. That you have the ability to make bigger. Even if you click on, nope, no such luck. If there is more, let us know in the comment section below, because I've looked and I haven't been able to find anything else. I mean, being able to swap the decree so you could actually pull one from the back to the front is something that also could have done. And yeah, to hell with the merch, it doesn't exist anyway, and probably won't for at least another year. And with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Is that replayable?